What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Forever News! In today's episode, we've got some stories to talk about. For starters, major update for the Rising of the Shield Hero anime. A lot of us been highly anticipating what's going on with Season 2. When is it happening? I got the scoop for you guys. We're gonna talk about it. I can't wait. We also got a very unexpected update on The Devil is a Part-Timer. Very popular anime that aired, I want to say like 8 years ago now. Well, there's a major anime update. A lot of people are going crazy. We're going to talk about that. Pretty significant update regarding Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole. We got an official announcement regarding something that's going on that is going to make reporting on the news a lot easier for me and you guys getting the news a lot easier as well. So we'll talk about that one. Something for Spy X Family. I'm sure this means very good things, and yeah, I'm going to comment on it. Jujutsu Kaisen taking more W's, but also showcasing where it stands on the pecking order in terms of sales for Shonen Jump titles. Alongside some updates on Mashle and Undead Unluck, and just the state of Jump as a whole. We got a big update for the Boruto anime. We recently reported on the Boruto anime and what's coming up. Well, we got some more info, and things are actually looking better than even I anticipated. And a major story regarding the Black Clover anime, the finale. We got some more info, and to be honest with you, whatever Studio Pierrot has planned for this series, this IP, you're gonna be like, oh boy, they're really playing with us right now. Don't worry, I got the scoop. And yeah, those are the stories we have for today, so without further ado, let's jump into another exciting episode of Forever News! The only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related. Now, we don't bore you, we get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so first up on the chopping block, let's talk some The Rising of the Shield Hero. Funny enough, I just seen this anime for the first time last year. I know it debuted in 2019, but I was massively hooked into it, and they announced a while back that Season 2 is coming. Well, we know when Season 2 is coming now. Because according to this, it says The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2 set for October 2021 premiere, so basically fall 2021. The Rising of the Shield Hero anime, based on the hit light novel series by Aneko Usagi, has a second and third season announced back in September 2019, and now we have more info on the next leg of the adventure. Now, Fumi, Raftalia, and the rest of the cast are officially set to return in The Rising of the Shield Hero 2 when it hits airwaves in October 2021, and the hotly anticipated second season will stream on Crunchyroll as it airs. And of course, it'll be available in North America, Central America, South America, Europe, Africa, Oceania, the Middle East, and CIS. And you can bet your bottom dollar I will be watching that. I got onto the series late, but baby, woo! Oh man, I can't wait to see more of what do we call her now? I guess it's supposed to be mine, right? But what was it? Slut, trash bag, whore, I don't know, bitch. Like, yeah, all of those names, we're gonna be watching her. Nah, I'm serious, I can't bring it away for now. Fumi's adventures, like, yo, we just had that catastrophe of a series redo of Healer, and I was just like, yo, it's like remnants of Rising of the Shield Hero, but I rather get Rising of the Shield Hero, you know, not some hentai dressed as like a regular anime. Like, yeah, let's get Rising of the Shield Hero 2, baby. Next up, a very unexpected treat. Apparently, The Devil is a Part-Timer is getting another season of anime. The Devil is a Part-Timer anime gets second season with returning cast. The first day of the Kadokawa Light Novel Expo event announced on Saturday that Satoshi Wagahara's The Devil is a Part-Timer light novel series will have a second anime season, and the main cast is returning. And that's just nuts, because if I'm not mistaken, it's been like 8 years since season 1. Nobody expected it. Everybody thought like, oh, they probably just, you know, the anime didn't perform well, or they're just good with just the one season. But yeah, second season for that, for people that are fans of it, that loved it, you're gonna get your fix again. And that's really dope, because I always love hearing stories like this of like a series that, you know, a lot of people love, waiting on an anime season 2 that might never come, and then when it finally comes, you know, the fandom is like, baby, we eat and itadakimasu. So shout outs to The Devil is a Part-Timer fan base. I know y'all very happy. I want to say I have season 1 in my collection. Maybe I should go check it out. Next up, let's talk a little bit of Dragon Ball. Apparently, Shueisha and the people behind Dragon Ball opened up an official Dragon Ball site. According to this, it says Dragon Ball official site officially announced. It'll support 5 languages including Japanese. All the latest Dragon Ball information will be reported on this site for fans around the world. Opening time and URL will be revealed soon. But basically they're going to be doing this Dragon Ball site where every and any information that is released will be located on. I am very, very excited about this because I think as they're unraveling big things like this, it probably is hinting at the fact that, you know, they don't do these things without a purpose. So if they're doing this big website that's going to be in like 5 different languages, Japanese, English, all sorts of stuff, it's more than likely because they got big announcements to come. And it's been a bit quiet for Dragon Ball. I know I've talked, I want to say a few weeks ago now, that they were talking about that things is going down in terms of revenue and stuff like that. They're probably gearing back up. I'm sure there's enough content in the manga at this point. If they wanted to bring back the anime, they can. And yeah, we gotta wait and see. But big Dragon Ball official site incoming, and I'm hoping it's for some big news. Okay, next up, Spy X Family. Very, very big title in Shonen Jump Plus, which Shonen Jump Plus has really been exploding lately. I'm curious if Shonen Jump understands that little by little their digital magazine, their kind of side project, is slowly overtaking their main enchilada, and we're going to talk more about that a little bit later. But it says the domain spyfamily.net was recently registered, and a Twitter account by the name of @spyfamily_anime has been created. There's no official confirmation or tease about any of these, so it's yet unknown whether they're official, which probably means they're gearing up for the anime. Spy X Family has been a very unexpected but huge hit. I'm very, very excited. I still haven't read that much of it since like a while ago now. I want to say I read like 5 or 6 chapters back to back when it only had like 5 or 6 chapters, and I was like, oh my god, this is so great. And then after that I kind of just forgot about it. But yeah, maybe I'll just wait for the anime, I don't know. And either way, this is going to be a big title, and again, pushing the Shonen Jump Plus agenda. Next up, Jujutsu Kaisen, showing just where it's at on the pecking order of success. Because for starters, as a whole, the series sold over 4.6 million copies of the manga for February of 2021 alone. And according to this list right here, it says that Jujutsu Kaisen, it did the 4.6, and then under it at number 2, because Jujutsu Kaisen is the #1 selling manga of Shonen Jump and Shueisha for February, is Kimetsu no Yaiba at 2.9, and then One Piece all the way down at 1.8, and then so on and so forth, World Trigger, whatever. But just showcasing that, yeah, Demon Slayer may have ended, but it just released the volume not that long ago. So for it to be doing basically double, almost double of what Kimetsu no Yaiba, and definitely double of what One Piece did, Jujutsu Kaisen is going places. It is becoming the juggernaut. It is basically taking over from where Demon Slayer left in terms of like this massive success and this massive wave. So even though we lost series like Demon Slayer, The Promised Neverland, and a few other big titles, Haikyuu, Shonen Jump is still thriving, and Jujutsu Kaisen is a main example why. But it also is a showcasing of, like, again, Demon Slayer slowly out the door unless they release something else. Like, you know, what else are they going to be able to sell? Which I'm sure they're planning something like, yo, they got season 2 already announced. They want to sell more books, I'm sure, so they probably got some stuff in store. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen out doing that. And of course One Piece, like, it's still around, still doing great numbers, but One Piece little by little is losing that massive success ball that it constantly had with each and every passing. But yo, almost 2 million, still not bad at all, especially considering this is from like a manga that was started in the late 90s. And while we're at it, the first week of Shoseki for the new volumes is out, and according to this, it says these are the March volumes and their first day in Shoseki. Pretty much expected positions for everything, with Mashle and Undead Unluck having a pretty decent boost over their previous rankings. And it's really interesting, Mashle at number 6 and Undead Unluck at number 10. But in all honesty, and you know, on their second day I think they dropped down. I want to say Mashle in its second day is at number 22, and Undead Unluck is at 36. I'm gonna read something from Shonen Saito. This is another news source that they report on anime, you know, Shonen Jump and Shueisha news and stuff like that. They said something that I feel as though it correlates very well to everything that's going on in Shonen Jump right now. They said, I think Weekly Shonen Jump has a big problem with the roster right now, in the sense that all the post Jujutsu Kaisen titles, except maybe Mashle and obviously Chainsaw Man, but Chainsaw Man's over, have very, very little following in general in the internet. Meanwhile, Spy X Family and Kaiju number 8 are selling more and having way bigger fan bases in the West. And that's definitely true. To be honest with you, post Chainsaw Man, I gotta keep saying Chainsaw Man even though it ended, but Chainsaw Man was the last big one that the following absolutely exploded from Shonen Jump, you know, the big one. Like Jujutsu Kaisen was already in there, so we don't count Jujutsu Kaisen because we know what it is, and again, it was in there before. But everything released after Chainsaw Man has not really had that major boom. Don't get me wrong, Mashle was creating a following, and Undead, Unluck as well, and I like both of them, and I'm not caught up, but I'm reading both of them, so I rock with both of them. But in terms of that same success that Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen has seen thus far, I don't see that happening with Mashle and Undead, Unluck. Not at the very least right now. Like, it's doing okay, but they're not major successes, opposed to, again, you compare it to the Shonen Jump Plus titles, Spy X Family, huge, Kaiju number 8, we just reported 1.2 million copies, and there's only one volume of the manga out right now. And not to mention that Chainsaw Man is going to Shonen Jump Plus, so that's going to be another addition to that massive roster. Like, I could very well see, if things keep on going this way, eventually, like what Jujutsu Kaisen's author just said, in the next 2 years that the manga is going to end as well, Shonen Jump Plus could overtake the real, you know, regular magazine of Shonen Jump. It's going to be interesting to see, because again, Mashle and Undead Unluck, while they're popular, they're not exploding the way Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, all of those series have done from the magazine. So yeah, we could see a big change in the tides, and again, that's just more so going to be pushing towards the digital route. But who knows, maybe this is what Shonen Jump wants. Like, they still have juggernauts like One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero to sustain the main magazine, but they're probably looking at it like, yo, this is, you know, the future anyway with digital, so let's get our digital platform popping now. And don't mistake anything as I'm saying like, oh, you know, these series are bad. I want to clarify that. Undead Unluck, I really like it. Mashle, I like it too. I think Undead Unluck is probably better written than Mashle. I have more fun with Mashle, and again, I'm not caught up with either of them, but it's looking very, very interesting, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen moving forward with the future series. Like, Phantom Seer could be a big one, but it's still really early. We're only like 2 volumes in, and yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about all that. Okay, next up, let's talk some Boruto anime, which, by the way, there's going to be spoilers for the upcoming episode, so if you don't want to be spoiled on what's about to happen, you've been warned. Because in a recent episode of Forever News, I reported that episode 190 was seemingly going into a filler direction. It seemed like it was going to be a filler episode, and from what I'm gathering, based on the upcoming synopsis, because we got synopsis for episodes 190 through 193, if I'm not mistaken, and it seems as though what's happening actually is that they're changing certain elements from the manga with the anime in terms of like how Kawaki meets a certain character. He met a certain character in Konoha, but in the anime it seems as though he's going to meet this person in a laboratory instead. So they're changing. The anime is having kind of its own canon for certain aspects. Because again, when we read episode 190 synopsis, and this is a little bit of a different one courtesy of Organic Dinosaur, it said Boruto and his teammates take Kawaki, a mysterious boy, and return back to the Advanced Technology Research Institute. In the manga, they took him back to Konoha. I remember reading the panel where Boruto was like, yo, we'll take him back so dad can see what the hell we're gonna do with him. They go straight to Konoha, and here they're taking a detour and going to the research lab, and based on some of the other synopses, it seems as though Naruto's potentially going to be meeting them and meeting Kawaki at this lab. And also them playing with the Sumide x Kawaki stuff. Again, they're trying to add a little romance element for the anime, probably to, you know, appease some certain fandoms that the anime may have that the manga doesn't. And it seems as though with episode 192 synopsis, at Naruto's request, Kawaki himself was transferred to Konagakure village, so it seems as though Naruto's going to be the one to say, yo, bring him over here to me, which again, I want to say that was Boruto and Konohamaru's call. And it seems as though with 193, we're headed towards a part where, I'll be honest with you, I do think at some given point after 193, and you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I do think we're going to head into a decent amount of fillers. Like, I think there's going to be a stretch of filler before we get into the next process of the anime, but again, I could be wrong. And a lot of people also are saying that, yo, it's anime canon technically, because a lot of these things that happen in the anime do get referenced later on in certain episodes, so there's that. And I mean, as long as it's adding to Kawaki's character, like, because if they're adding extra stuff that is going to be exclusive to the anime but is going to be carried on in future events, like character development for Kawaki and certain elements of like adding things for Kawaki's character, I'm fine with that. Like, Kawaki having development in certain aspects, we've seen already in like the latest arc, I want to say, for the most part, that a lot of foreshadowing that was anime only exclusive stuff has actually been benefiting stuff that they're adapting from the manga, because they're connecting things. So again, it could work, it could be good. I'm not going to be a complete Debbie Downer about it, even though there is some like changes from the manga to the anime, but if it works, hey, that's fine. And either way, more Kawaki, why not? Now, the final story on this bridge, Black Clover anime. We've been talking about it. You know, the day is fastly approaching. We've got 24 days as of the recording of this video until the final episode airs. However, there's a synopsis out there of the final episode, and in this synopsis is something very telling. Again, this is going to have some spoilers in it, so if you don't want to know what's going to happen in episode 170, you've been warned, but there is some information in there that is very, very interesting, and I'm really curious what the hell they're planning with the future of the Black Clover series after the ending of the Black Clover anime with episode 170. Let's read the synopsis and we'll talk. It says, due to the spell not used, the devil who gave power to Asta until then have showed up. To master the power of the devil after he battled and defeated him, he needs to make the devil give in. But suddenly Asta does something especially crazy. Meanwhile, Yuno, Noel, and the others, in order to also take their revenge against the Dark Triad, are trying to get even more power to get back Yami and all of those who were taken away to save the world from the threat of the devils. A new story begins now. And out of all of that, yeah, interesting plot, all of that stuff. I've read the manga, so yeah, I know it's about to go down. But that last line, a new story begins now, really makes me wonder what the heck. This is the final episode of the anime, supposedly, right? So why are they saying a new story begins now? Does it mean that, again, they're going to continue it via films? A seasonal anime? Maybe they're gonna rebrand the series as a whole, like take a couple of months off or something like that and come back with Black Clover Shippuden? Like, why are they saying a new story begins now? Or are they just being assholes and saying a new story begins now? Read the manga to find out what the story is all about. Again, Studio Pierrot, if you do some shit like that, oh my god. But yeah, that final line of the synopsis is just right now having me, my mind is going like, what the hell is it? What are they talking about? A new story begins. What is going on here? So until we get that episode 170 and the big announcements and stuff, I'm very, very excited to find out what the hell they got planned. But I'm curious what you guys thought about today's stories. Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2's premiere date. Devil's Part-Timer Season 2. Nobody saw that getting another season. The new Dragon Ball site. Spy X Family's site hinting at potential anime announcements. Jujutsu Kaisen outdoing every competition. Mashle and Undead Unluck on the rise, but at the same time just showcasing that Shonen Jump Plus looks like it is becoming a behemoth, while Shonen Jump doesn't have any new contenders after Jujutsu Kaisen that is going to really make waves. At the very least to the level of what Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and those big titles have done. Your thoughts on the Boruto spoilers and the anime only stuff that they're doing? And that final line for the Black Clover episode 170 synopsis. What the hell are they planning? And your thoughts on any of the stories we covered in today's episode. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications, and if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in. You guys just watched another episode of Forever News. Have an awesome day.